anyone will tell you that the steepest part of the line is Gordon's Hill. It's a hard climb, and is oftentimes a very bothersome stretch for mainline engines with heavy loads. But to hear how Henry was talking recently, you'd think the hill didn't exist at all. Oh, that hill of Gordon's, Percy panted wearily, will be the end of me someday, make no mistake. Henry grunted. Trust a small engine to get stuck, not surprised in the slightest. 5 trucks and you're out of it for the foreseeable, I suppose. As if, Percy retorted. I'll have you know I managed 6 trucks the other day. And anyway, Percy continued, you probably couldn't do any better. With that big, silly tender behind you. Oh no, no wonder you big engines are always constantly getting stuck. You're too fat, that's for one thing. Actually, Percy, Henry said, I'll have you find that I've never gotten stuck. Never have, never will. You see, Gordon? I can handle it just fine. Percy thought it fruitless to say any more. Later, Henry had to take a heavy goods train to the other side of the island. The train was full of heavy metal, needed for a building site on the other railway. He had just stopped at Wellsworth when he saw Edward. "Oh, Edward!" Henry exclaimed. "Tell me, when was the last time I stuck on the hill?" "Why, I don't think you have yet," Edward murmured. Henry cut him off. "Exactly! Next time you see Percy, be sure to tell him that. That'll show him." "There's a first for everything," Edward replied. But Henry had already started steaming swiftly out of the platform. Only Edward noticed a rattle from Henry's tender. Henry snorted up the incline, huffing and puffing his hardest. "Nothing to it, nothing to it," he panted to himself. But he had reckoned without his tender. Henry had been so puffed up that he hadn't noticed the rattle between him and his tender. He was halfway up the hill when he jolted to a stop. "Oh, glory!" the fireman yelled as a loud metal crack echoed around the hill. The fireman jumped onto the cab as their tender separated from the engine and rolled helplessly back down. The guard was fortunately able to brake the train to a stop at the bottom. But Henry was now stuck. "Drop the fire," the driver instructed. "And make sure not to set the sleepers alight this time." The fireman snorted at the comment as he took out the fire. "Oh, for pity's sake." It wasn't long until Edward came and retrieved the engineless train. And who better to come to Henry's rescue than, well, little Percy. Just when I thought this couldn't get any worse. "Why, hello, Henry. Feeling stuck, are we? Ah, poor old thing. Your luck with tenders just isn't that good. I told you that little thing would get you stuck, but you didn't listen, did you?" "Please. You didn't? Shut up." "Ah, well, we live and learn. Well, in your case, we have to lose our tenders and then we learn. You're probably too old to live a second life now, but, you know, whatever works, I suppose." Percy soon brought Henry back to Wellsworth. "Well, Henry," the Fat Controller started, "I can see you haven't learned much since that fire engine incident of yours. However, what you and I have both learned is that you are going to need a new tender coupling. Edward here will take you to the works, and I hope they will teach you some sense about tenders and hills. Henry was quite sure that he had.